a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. I appreciate it. I'm the former owner of Lady April Designs. Actually, I still own it, but it's no longer in business. It was a international craft supply company where I paid all the import fees and you reap the rewards. But since the passing of my daughter and my husband, I've decided to close that store, and I just recently got back into crafting. Thanks to my partner in crime, Miss Mary Pignatelli, my sister from another mother and mister. I do enjoy watching Marvelous Artsy, Beadin' Crazy, Custom Designs, Resin Nut, Victoria's Precious Petals. I think it's Vicky's Precious Petals. I'll have to look that up. But Glitz and Glitter, because I'm also in Florida. I'm in Central Florida in Polk County, Winter Haven to be exact. And I go down to see Marvelous Artsy, or Marva. She and I have become pretty good friends since July. And I go down there and I see her quite frequently. I send her a few packages here and there. I do share what I have, not just knowledge, but if someone's looking for something and can't find it and I have it, I'll share it with you. And you never know when you're going to get a, as Miss Frances calls it, a blessing box. Hi, Miss Frances. Hi, Miss Jeannie. Hey, Marva. I also do not only resin, but I was a teacher of different kinds of crafts. I had to pause for a moment because I had a plane flying over. I do paper crafting, I do beading, I do clay work. I've done it all for over 10 years or more. I was a hairdresser for over 20 years. I also do my own nails, which we'll be getting a couple of those tutorials. So it's not just resin craft that will be on this channel. It will be all sorts of things. And we will be having a live once a week where you can chime in and ask questions and just chit chat and everything. And it was Vicky's Precious Petals. That's it. She's in Australia. I also watch Julie Cuts at Pouring Your Heart Out. And there's a few others, but I'll be giving a shout out list every time for the ones that I watch and that I enjoy watching. So it's not just resin work that we will be doing here. But since that's what we're doing today, let's go ahead and get started. And I have a sign on my door that says recording do not enter or not please, but that doesn't mean anything. My grandson is homesick. I have my grandson, my 10-year-old grandson. He'll be 11 next month. So this is what I made. I'm a UV resin queen, self-proclaimed queen, by the way, because I'm an instant gratification type of girl. All right, so my grandson would call, my granddaughter, not great, oh my goodness, I'm really aging myself. My granddaughter would call me an old lady sometimes, but she's my little heifer, so it's okay because she's only 4. But these are for a craft fair that I have coming up next weekend. They are real dried 4-leaf clovers. I got them from Temu. Oop. I got them from Temu. I'm not sponsored by anyone because this will be my first video, but I have been ordering from Temu with no problems. They've not compromised my cards, anything, especially if you use PayPal or Google Pay to pay for it, or Cash App, then you don't have any problem with them. And I've never had a problem, and I love their return policies, because if I get something and it's not what it says it was supposed to be, I return it. No problems, no questions asked. So, oh, where did that one come from? I guess it fell out of the package. But this is what we're going to be making today. I have the pendant to make to these, and we're going to make a couple of other ones while we're at it. I may have to pause once in a while because I live out in the country, and we have, well, you'll probably be able to hear Big Boy. He's my rooster. If you can hear it, that's him in the background. I think he's special education because he crows at 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 in the afternoons, and then in the mornings at 1:30 in the morning he'll start crowing. He's special, but he's mine and I love him. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with, oh, I wanted to show you something. I know a lot of people have this particular, mine has been well used, as you can see, 2-layered UV light. And I've noticed that mine, which I'm going to call Resin, Let's Resin, or contact them and find out if I can get another charger, because that will only work on one at a time. So if you want to turn it over and use 2 at a time for the top, you can't because there's only one charger. So that would be a good idea for them. And I use all kinds of different products. My favorite UV resin is BS resin, which I've sent some to Marva, and I've got my sister hooked on these two. It hardens really well. It's clear. It's easy to get the bubbles out, and it's cheap. You get 2 300-gram bottles, which we all know it's not actually 300 grams once you weigh it, but for less than $20. They have it in big bottles. They have it in smaller bottles, but I have tried umpteen different ones, and this is my favorite so far. But on these, yes, they're magnetic. They're magnetic. They stay. But if you don't have these things turned all the way in, here, I'll show you. See that one? I just turned that one back out, and it's magnetic. Only one side lights up. I don't know how well you can. All right, you can see the lights there, but you can't see them there. Now, if you turn these in, which mine has a problem staying turned in. If I move it, it goes haywire. Make sure that the top and the bottom are all the same size. Now, if you'll watch the brightness level, now it's lit on the top and the bottom. It's hard to see it, but trust me, it's lit, because if it's not, then it looks like, it looks like that. It's not as bright. See, not as bright. Very bright. So that's just a little tip, because I've watched a few people's videos and they have to turn their projects over to get them to cure. Not if you make sure that those little swivels are in the right spots. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. I have my UV resin here. And this has a little bit of glitter in the bottom of it already, which is no big deal because I'm fixing to put that same color glitter in there as it is. These are real 4-leaf clovers. If I can pick it up. I need to redo my nails. So it's hard to tell which side is which. So I'm going to go with the green, the darker green side up. I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here. I know about how much that takes. Oop, there's a piece of green glitter in there. I got to get it out. It's a new bottle. I just opened it, so it's kind of hard. And another thing that I've noticed, I have arthritis in my hands, in case you can't see how bad my knuckles and all are. If you take your bottles and you squeeze them from the side, let air suck in, then you don't have to squeeze it to get it to come out. Can you see that? It's pouring out on its own. And that's more than enough, but it's okay. But the only thing is that you have to make sure that the air comes out at the end before you put your cap on it, because otherwise it's going to get everywhere. And I had a paper towel. I use a silicone mat underneath, but I have parchment paper on top, which I flipped over because I spilled some white UV resin when I was doing my beach scenes in earrings. It's hard to find tiny little starfish, but give it a second. It should focus. There it is. There you go. And I have a whole bunch of them up here that I was making key rings and stuff because I have a craft fair. And this is Florida, and it's at a senior citizen. Well, I say senior citizen. It's a 55 over in community, but I'll be 56 on my next birthday in July, so I guess I could live there if I needed to. And there's another smaller one. These small ones I can't put starfish in because I haven't found starfish small enough. But back to this. I can always use what's left over and pour it in the other ones for blanks, which is usually what I will do. So we're going to, pardon the squeaking of my chair. It's old like me, but I don't mind. I have a phone call that I'm going to be making with Miss Francis here in about an hour, or just under an hour. We have an hour difference. Oh, wow. Bonus! It's little where they cut it out of it. And this doesn't have to be completely full. Now the earrings I made a little different. I put the resin in first, and then I dribbled just a little bit of the glitter in it. But I think I wanted a little more saturated for the necklace part, or keychain, whichever one they want to do. Because I'll be taking the bigger ones and some necklace pieces, and they can either choose from a necklace or a key ring. I'm not in it to make the money. I'm in it for the experience, so to speak, and to just share with it. Because I do have a tagline that I used to use on my other channel that I had, which is Lady April Designs, that I will always be using because it was something that my late mother instilled in me. And we'll share that at the end. This isn't going to be a very long video. I'm already at 12 minutes and 40 seconds. So we're going to pour a level of this in. Now this is the Roaring 20s by We Are Memory Keepers. It's the Spin It that they don't make anymore. When they started putting them, because I do tumblers too, so I had to get a whole bunch of stuff. I don't do them well, but I do them. I haven't sold any, and I don't plan on selling any until I can get it down pat, but I made a whole bunch for Christmas gifts this year. So we're going to do that there. I'm going to go ahead and do some more blanks since I made up way too much. Here I was thinking I was going to do the whole thing. But I do love this light. It was a Christmas gift from a sister. She and I are always sending each other different things. We like to share with people. If we have it, if I have it, she has it, and vice versa. And the same with a few other people. Once I get to know you and I find out what you do and what you don't do, like, and so forth and so on, then if I got it, you got it, so to speak. Now, when we do our lives, coming up soon, not this weekend because it's a busy weekend for us around here, we will have a special guest on once a month. We'll do our lives, but we'll have a special guest on once a month. Now, our lives are going to be no longer than 2 hours because I will not sit and talk into a camera for that long. Granted, I do sit and talk to my sister all day long. We're up at 7 o'clock in the mornings, and we're in a video chat all day long a few days a week, especially on the weekends. Okay, there's that one. Now, the best way to clean these out, I found these little silicone, and even these little, oh, where are they? I know I got them up here somewhere. The little medicine cups, these. I've used the same medicine cups. I bought, I think, 100 of them, but I've used the same medicine cups for about a month and a half now. All I do is, I call it cooking it. curing it in the UV lamp, and then I take it and I squish it and it peels right out, and you can reuse these cups. Waste not, want not. And I live near a landfill, and I'm tired of the landfill being all the time full. You know what I mean? So we're going to put this on here. This is a little tray, which if you have an Ace Hardware, they have the same size. Because mine, I don't know how, I think I hit it with my heat gun one day, and it has a divot in it right there. It doesn't affect it at all, but it does have a divot in it. So Ace Hardware, my local one over here, is called Crowder Brothers, and they're not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but they will, if I take this in, they will cut me a piece the same thickness and the same size. They will cut it longer if I need it to, since it slides in and out. That way you can have several things on it at once and just push them through when each section is over, which is what I usually do. Because I got a new mold the other day from Temu, and I absolutely, oh, see, the bottom one's not on. It's crooked. There it is. Now it's on. And it's right here beside me on a leveling board. I have two leveling boards. I have three, but one's still in the box. I have one here with my UV light on it, and I have one set up over here, which I have a mold in that I'm trying. My second mold ever that I've made with this liquid silicone. This is Let's Resin. And I made this mold. You'll be able to see this soon. You might get a peek of what it is now. When I went down to visit Marva for her birthday, we went to the beach, and I found that, and I was like, ooh, I like that. That's pretty. So I have these all sized and set out to go in these. But now I'm tossed. I have my Glitter Hippo Shimmer Ginger Snap, which I think I'm going to put this one in these, because it's pretty and it's gold. And in the back of the heart one, I think I'm going to use the Larissi, which you can get this on Amazon. Love Larissi, because I have another one here by Larissi too. This one's limited edition. I am the glitter queen of Polk County, Florida. I'm here to tell you. This is another Larissi one that's solid gold, but I think I like the Ginger Snap better because it's a deeper gold. But this one I have in this jar already, so that's what I'll use there. But these, I'm gonna tip those out up here. I just cleaned that. Well, I was going to, but they're not coming out. They're very delicate, so. But I'm Irish by descent, and St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Now that was just a 2-minute cure. I'm going to go ahead and cure it again for 3 more minutes. I know I could have hit it with the 5-minute one, but I'm sitting here talking, so I didn't. Which, if you follow me any length of time, you'll know I'm a talker. Which ones did I have? I have the big ones. Okay, so I need to put this. These bezels like this have that ring on it. Now it's perfect if you put a nail file in your curing machine, or you set it on a nail file, or a couple of popsicle sticks. It's the right height so it doesn't hit. But since I'm going to be putting this in there anyway, I am going to, well, I had it laid out. Well, maybe I'll put it on the other one. See, one popsicle stick doesn't do it, and I've got 3 different size popsicle sticks. Because every time I order this BS resin, it sends me these shorter ones, which I kind of like. See, it lays perfectly on there. Now you can tape them together, you can glue them together, whatever you'd like to do. It's up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and put just straight into it because it already has the grooves down in it. Let me pull you down a little so you can see. Is the lighting okay? Am I missing a light? Nope, I got them all on. Now I don't have much in there purposely. I spread it around. Now you can, like I did with the other one, you can mix it. Outside, and I turn my light to where it can't hit it. I forgot, but I did it just now. And am I the only one, or do y'all have certain clothes that you craft in? I have 7 outfits that I will craft in, and then I wash them and then use them, because I have a habit of getting resin and paint and glue and everything all over stuff. Now, it won't take much of that holographic. This is the holographic by Larissi, and it's LB0200. No, that's pounds. My bad. It's 161505. It's the 0.2 something millimeter hexagon shapes laser red. This gold glitter. So it has a red laser in it. But if you go on their website and you try to order and you have a trouble, just give them a call. Write down what it is you wanted to order, the item numbers, because they're having a problem with their system lately, and they don't mind taking phone orders, and you get it pretty darn quick. Have to keep moving my mouse because the recording is still going, but I can't see the screen. I need to cut these talons down too. I've been meaning to cut them since the beginning of the year and fill them in, but I haven't been feeling well, and we just celebrated my late daughter's birthday. With her son. She has a daughter as well, but that's a whole nother story for another day. I'm going to stick that in there and cure it. Now that's only going to cure from the top side because, you know, the bottom is metal, so it's not going to cure top and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these up, and then I'll be back when these are ready to go in the oven. The UV light. All right, I'll be right back. And we're back with these. These are completely hardened. So we're going to go ahead and put I'm only going to do this one with this part because I haven't done anything with the other ones yet, although those are really pretty the way they are. But I'm going to cover this with a little bit of the resin and get my Cricut. I don't use these tweezers for Cricut. I only use these for resin because of that hook that's on them. I don't care for it for Cricut. Now you want to put it in and carefully push it down to where it sinks underneath, and it gets all the air out. But be careful because this is a real dried flower, or leaf in this case, and you don't want to see where I've touched it there. It's got a couple of little blemishes, but we're going to fix that. And you let it soak over the top. You do it a couple times just to make sure that it's down flat. It looks like it has holes in it, but it does not have holes in it. But we're going to fix that because we are going to put a little bit of sparkle stuff, metallic dust. This is Polycolor Gold Metallic Dust. I label all my stuff. I can't stand the bags because of my arthritis. I can't open them, so I like to put everything in jars. We're gonna Sorry about that. We're going to come up just a little. I haven't used this camera in forever. Now this is, where'd my stick go? Here it is. Just a little bit, just the very tip edge of it. That's all I'm going to put in it, because this stuff goes everywhere and it does not sink. Oh, and Daniel Cooper is another one that I love and subscribe to. We're going to cover this up to where every bit of it's covered, and it's just barely ready to dome. Don't dome it yet. And then tap it on there. Make sure that that's pushed down. You can, because Glitter Hippo also has some very fine 360th of an inch and 280th of an inch. I mean, it's real leaf, so it's, to me, it's okay. I shouldn't have pushed so hard. I should have used this instead of the, I keep losing my napkin, instead of the metal. But you live and you learn. I may put this on a key ring for myself and make another one. And I gave it a little bit of sparkle on the top. Now I'm just doming it. Now what I do, because my desk is not level, but my boards are level, because this is an addition to the back of my manufactured home, also known as a trailer. So I'm going to do that. Where is my spray bottle? And I have a continuous mist spray bottle, so I hit it with a little bit of that, pops the bubbles. Now what I do before I have to move it, since I don't have it on that tray, I have a couple of these and they're rechargeable, Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description, is I hit it here. Looks like I'm going to have a little bit of cleanup, but it's okay. And I cure just that top layer quickly. And then I can move it to the light, or as I call it, the oven. And then once I get this one cured, we will show you how to take it out, clean it up, which I'm sure you all know how to do that by now, and put the findings on it. Now this one's going to be a little bit different, so I have that teeny tiny one. There it is. This one barely fits in here, but I thought it was absolutely adorable, so we're going to put it in here. And because it's leprechaun pot of gold thing, you know, that's why I put the gold behind it. We're going to try it this way instead, putting it down first and layering it over it, and you can dome it. Now you can put a very thin layer over this just to glue it in, and then put the cabochons over it, but I don't want to do all that with the cabochon. I have a bunch of them because when I did pouring, why is my, oh, it ran down the, okay. And it looks like it's to the edges. And I don't use gloves when I'm using UV resin, because I have hand sanitizer right here, the gel, the pump gel one, and then I have a bottle of alcohol, 99%, which I get on Amazon. And let's hit that with there. This way there's no blemishes on the 4-leaf clover. Take it over here and stick it in the oven. I keep calling it an oven because it reminds me of an easy bake oven, the way you put it in there. Okay, then I'm gonna do these and get these all cured up, and they'll be right back. I don't think you need to watch me do the same thing over and over again. Okay, so we're back. So what I've done is I've taken these out. This one's completely cured, and all I did was there was a little bit of drip right there, and I just clipped it off. But isn't that cute? It'd be a good key ring or a necklace, since St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I may have to do a little bit of different lighting changes, but we'll get that done. Now this one I know I have to clean up because it poured over. So the easiest way that I found is I have these Tim Holtz scissors, and these things will cut wire and everything. And I just trim off the edge like so. And if you like clay working videos, polymer clay videos, Clay Boutique is a really good one, and so is Donna Cato. Love Donna Cato. I can't really use her clay because it's so hard and my hands are not that great, so I have to use something softer. So I use Fimo and Sculpey. I have my grandson into clay working too, so I just take the edge and just, with a really soft nail file. This is a 180 grit that's well used. And I just take that sharp edge off if there is one. It's not all the way around, but I want it to look uniform, so. Then you can always take your, let's see, what is it? This is my favorite one. It's the Krylon. I used to sell it in the store, so I have plenty. Oh, I noticed. Now I have the hand drill, but I have an electric drill too, because like I said, with my arthritis in my hands, it's hard to use those little tools. So I take it from the back and push it through and just ream it out a little bit, and it's good. Because these holes sometimes aren't big enough for anything, but I'm going to put a pinch bail on this, so it'll be fine. And I take it on the edge. I learned that from Julie Cuts, from Pouring Your Heart Out. It's on the side. I started watching her for acrylic pouring. And Mina Villegas, oh, love her. She and I would talk for hours at night. Well, not talk, but chat back and forth. And it's got a little bit, when that dries, I will put the, I'll wipe my fingerprint off of it, because I put lotion on my hands before I start working, so it helps to put a barrier on your hands. And I have pinch bails right here. I've been cleaning and rearranging my craft room. We've only been here not quite 2 years, so I'm still arranging and rearranging and whatnot. So there's a pinch bail. Pardon my boarding house reach. And you have to open it, so I find it easier to open it like that. Let me get my heat gun out real quick. It helps to dry that paint. I must sit it in my lap like I usually do. All right, I don't have it open quite far enough. You put, I guess I did. You put them in the holes and you just push it closed. And there you go. You can either be put on a key ring or it can be put on a necklace. But there's that one. And it goes with the earrings. Let me see if I got one of these ready to. This one here is ready. I can do this one. The other ones I have to clean up a little bit. And I can do this big one here. Nope, I have to add more to that. Because I was holding this too close in one spot too long while I was reading my phone, and it kind of dented in. So I'm just going to refill. I'm just going to put another layer on that, and we'll call that one a day. But I can go ahead and show you this one. It's a little bit of cleanup. I do have a deburring tool. Everything is in front of me, so it's also, but if it's a bigger piece, I will use the scissors. And then my trusty little cheetah print. I've been using this for about 6 months. Now they do have another one that's really easy to use too. And I did it on, where are they? I don't know, I moved them. Like I said, I've been rearranging in here. But they're, oh, here's one. They're double-sided. One's a little rougher, like this side is rougher. It's called the 80, the 100 and 180 grit. But these are, like that one is a little bit thicker, rougher. Always go down, don't, because you can really mess it up. And then take your softer side and go over it just to layer, to soften that edge a little bit. Since this one's even softer, this is like a buffer, which I have a lot of those too. And if it's too rugged looking or whatever, on Temu I found these clear nail polish bottles. It does not have nail polish in it. I mean black ones for UV. This has UV resin in it. I refill it and everything, and it's good to like brush around the sides. If you're having, if it's not perfect around the sides or whatnot, you can do that. I'm not going to do that on this one because it doesn't need it, but we're going to show you how to do the, it's a hole all the way through, yes. I like to make my holes just a tad bit bigger. So I do have a hand drill. And it just opens that hole up just a little, and if there's any snags in there, it cleans those snags out. There you go. Now we're going to put a jump ring on that. And I got these jump rings on Amazon, and they came in 3 or 4 different sizes, silver and gold. I'll put the link down below. Now with a jump ring, because I've made jewelry for over 15 years, you want to make sure that you don't pull it apart this way. On these, it's kind of, there it is. It's hard to find the, because they're twisted texture, which kind of disguises the jump ring opening. And you turn it this way, one clockwise, one counterclockwise, and you twist it. You don't pull them out, because then you'll never get it back into shape. You put it through. You can use the hole that's there to help turn it back. And then when you go to put your, you twist them back and forth a little until you can hear it. You can hear it and feel it snap a little. But since that's inside there, I'm going to go ahead and just pinch it a little bit. Not, all right, that might have been too much. And I can show you on another jump ring exactly what I mean by don't, well, let me get a bigger one out, because I have large ones and it'd be easier to show you with a large one. These are my jump rings for key rings. I hate that rattling sound, and I am sorry. I have not put it in my spin yet the right way. All right, so here's the opening. You put one pair of pliers on that side and one pair of pliers on this side. They do make a ring that you can use to open jump rings, but it doesn't fit my hands very well, so I don't use them. And you twist it this way. You put it through. We'll put it through here just for now. You put it through, and then you twist it back the same way, and then you can feel it rubbing each other. It's called work hardening, and the metal will work harden in there. And I got these also from Amazon. I believe these are 20 millimeter for key rings. You can get the whole sets for key rings on Amazon as well, with the screw eyes and everything. But that'll be on a different show. I call them shows, but they're videos. But that's how you do it. And you never pull them out this way because you'll never get it to line back up. And that is really solid now. So now we have the pendant and the earrings, which I'm going to go around the edge of the earrings, I think. Or just make another pendant. And hopefully not go over and not mess it up like that. But that's what I have for you today. I appreciate you stopping by. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And comment below if you'd like to. If you have any questions, just ask, and I will do my best to get back with you. If it won't be me, it'll be my sister Mary, but she will be putting up her own videos because she lives in Staten Island, New York, and I live in Winter Haven, Florida. So I was just up there for 9 days while my grandson went to his dad's. His dad's in the Army, and he's stationed up there. So he spent the day after Christmas, and we came home on the 3rd of January. But that's my sharing for today. And like I said at the beginning, I always end my shows, my lives, everything, with a saying that my mother taught me when I was younger. If you can make one person laugh or smile every day, then your day's been worthwhile. And I hope I had made someone's day by a smile or a laugh, because that's what life is about, especially in these times right now. We need to do all the laughing and smiling that we can, because you never know when it's going to be your last day, and you always want to leave everybody with a smile. With that being said, thank you, and have a good day.